From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 2nd, 2025. An IDF soldier was killed during a vehicular accident while the military was operating in the Golan Heights yesterday. He was named as 19-year-old Sergeant Niv Dayag. 3 other soldiers were lightly injured in the same incident. 2 ballistic missiles were fired at northern Israel today from Yemen. The Times of Israel said the first missile triggered red alert sirens at around 5:30 a.m. local time, the second at approximately 1:30 p.m. in Haifa and other parts of northern Israel. At least one of the missiles was intercepted successfully. There were no injuries, but debris from the missile interception apparently hit the roof of a kindergarten, causing some damage. The Houthis claimed responsibility for both missile attacks. And Israel conducted airstrikes early this morning in Syria. This in response to violence there against the country's Druze minority. The IDF said warplanes hit the area near Ahmed Hussein al-Shara's palace in Damascus, the Syrian leader. Defense Minister Yisrael Katz saying this was under the direction of himself and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, intended to send a clear warning message to the Syrian regime that Israel is determined to prevent harm to the Druze in Syria. Katz said, "It is our duty to protect the Druze in Syria from harm for the sake of our Druze brothers in Israel and their loyalty to the state and their enormous contribution to Israel's security." Several Syrian Druze were hurt earlier today in Syria and were evacuated to Israeli territory for treatment. An aid helicopter from Cyprus arrived at an Israeli Air Force base today to assist in firefighting efforts after the blazes in the forests and mountains surrounding Jerusalem. The fires, which burned for some 30 hours, are now contained, though firefighters do remain on alert and at the scene. More now from the gathering held yesterday on Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's Independence Day, at the president's residence of Israel's President Isaac Herzog in Jerusalem, where he hosted ambassadors, diplomats, and religious leaders from around the world. Herzog spoke at the gathering, including on the urgent matter of getting the hostages released. And Rachel Goldberg-Polin also spoke at the gathering, the mother of Hirsch Goldberg-Polin, who was murdered in captivity by terror group Hamas last summer. Rachel told those gathered that they had the power to act to help get the remaining hostages home.
I am simply a regular person, but I know that every single one of you here has the ability to help make this happen. You were not put here by chance. Oh no, indeed not. This is your why. And it might be that the only reason you do it is because it is righteous, it is holy, and it may be the singular most godly thing you will do in your lives.
The why she mentions references something Hirsch repeated every day to the hostages he was with. He who has a why can bear any how. Encouraging each of them, Rachel said, to hone in on what would be the motivation to keep inhaling and exhaling, to keep living within the depths of the literal hell on earth. The 59 hostages who remain held by Hamas in Gaza have now been captive for 574 days. And Israel's official X Twitter platform thanked countries from around the world for their good wishes on this Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's 77th birthday, writing, "To our friends around the world, thank you. In times of heartbreak and hope, your unwavering love lifts us up. As we step into our 78th year, we carry the weight of our past and the promise of our future. May this year bring strength, healing, and home. Shabbat Shalom." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, May the 2nd. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. Then at 8:30, Justin Pine speaks with Daniel Gordis, reflecting on the meaning of Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut this year, particularly after the October 7th Hamas massacre. At 9:30, Abigail Pogrebin speaks with Hen Mazzig about his work on Israel, Jewish identity, and fighting antisemitism. At 10, Rabbi Ammiel Hirsch speaks of making space for Jewish reflection amidst the fury of politics. At 10:30, it's a replay from the Hampton Synagogue, followed by a replay from Central, and coming up next, a look at this week's Torah Portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 2nd, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom. Am Yisrael Chai.